She worked tirelessly in a world that looked down on her kindness ignored by those chasing wealth. But one act of compassion changed everything. This is the story of a woman who won a billionaire's heart with nothing but her heart. Stay tuned. You won't believe how it unfolds. Elise Moreau walked into the high-end Éclat boutique, her heart heavy, but her face carrying a tired smile. She'd been working here for months, but every day felt like a battle. Her manager, Margot Lefebvre, treated her more like a servant than a sales assistant. Whenever Elise made a sale, Margot took her commission, leaving her with nothing. Elise was sent on errands, fetching dry cleaning, coffee, or cleaning the stockroom, while others served wealthy clients. "You should be grateful," Margot would sneer. "You don't belong here anyway." The senior staff were no better, stealing her clients, mocking her simple clothes, and giving her the hardest tasks. But Elise never complained. She needed this job. One afternoon, as Elise folded expensive dresses, the glass door swung open. An old man, Henri Dubois, walked in, worn clothes, holey shoes, messy hair. The other workers wrinkled their noses. "Sir, you can't be here," one sneered. "This is a luxury store." Henri smiled, showing yellowed teeth. "I just want to look around," he said softly. Margot's heels clicked as she approached, eyeing him with disgust. "We don't serve people like you. This is a boutique for high-class clients, not beggars." The staff laughed cruelly. Elise's heart ached. She knew what it felt like to be judged. She walked over, gently touching Henri's arm. "Sir, would you like some water?" she asked kindly. Henri's eyes lit up. "That would be nice." Ignoring her colleague's whispers, Elise brought him a cold glass of water and helped him sit. "Take your time, sir," she said warmly. "Let me know if you need help." Henri touched her hand, his skin rough. "Good things happen to good people," he whispered. "Remember that, my dear." Elise didn't know why, but his words touched her heart. Henri finished his water and smiled. "You're a kind girl. Help me pick out 10 luxury outfits." Elise blinked. 10? "Yes," he nodded. "The best, finest suits, silk shirts, designer shoes." Elise's heart raced. This could be her biggest sale ever, maybe enough to earn Margot's respect. She selected elegant suits, adjusted collars, picked silk ties, and found matching shoes. The other workers whispered, "That girl's a fool. He's clearly broke." Margot smirked. "Let's see how this turns out." After an hour, Elise presented the selection. "Sir, I think these will look great on you." Henri clapped. "I'll take them all." Elise beamed. "That will be $225,000, sir." The room fell silent. Margot smirked as Henri patted his pockets and chuckled. "Oh dear, I don't have any money on me." The boutique erupted in laughter. "You wasted time on a poor beggar," a senior staff shrieked. Margot's eyes gleamed. "You really are stupid, aren't you? You thought this fool could afford those clothes." Elise turned to Henri. "Sir, you don't have any money?" "I do, but it's with my grandson. He's very rich. I just need to find him." Margot laughed. "His grandson? How convenient." She turned to the staff. "This homeless man's looking for his rich grandson." Elise's face burned, but she smiled softly at Henri. "It's okay, sir. Don't worry." She pressed her last money into his hands. "Take this for a taxi home." Henri's hands trembled. "You're a rare soul," he whispered. Margot scoffed. "I warned you, Elise. You're ruining our image. You're fired. Get out." Elise took a deep breath, blinked back tears, picked up her bag, and walked out without a word. As she disappeared down the street, Henri watched with a knowing smile. Her life was about to change forever. Henri turned to Margot, his face calm but firm. "You shouldn't judge people by appearance. Kindness is more valuable than expensive clothes." Margot rolled her eyes. "Spare me the lecture, old man. Éclat Enterprises is a billion-dollar fashion empire. People like you don't belong here. Henri shook his head. Wealth is not just money, young lady. It's about the heart. Margot's face darkened. That's it. Security. 2 guards rushed forward. Get this man out, she ordered. Henri chuckled. No need for force. I'm leaving. He stepped into the afternoon sun, hailing a taxi. The driver's eyes widened when they stopped at a massive estate. Sir, this is your house? Henri smiled, handing him the fare. Inside, marble floors, golden chandeliers, and famous paintings greeted him. At the center stood Julien Dubois, the powerful CEO of Éclat Enterprises, handsome, sharp-eyed, in an expensive suit. Grandfather! Julien's voice filled the room. Where have you been? Henri smiled. Testing the world, my boy. I met a kind soul. Julien frowned. Henri recounted everything, how the staff mocked him, how Elise alone showed kindness. Julien's jaw clenched. They let you out of our store? Henri nodded. Julien's fists tightened. That boutique belongs to Éclat Enterprises. They work for me. How dare they? Henri placed a hand on his arm. The girl was different. She must be rewarded. Julien turned to his assistant, Emile. Get the security footage. Minutes later, Julien watched the footage. Elise's kindness, her giving Henri her last money. Find her, he said firmly. I want to know everything about her. Elise walked down the street, jobless, her last money given to Henri. The sun burned as she clutched her bag, fighting tears. A black luxury car stopped beside her. She froze. The tinted window rolled down, revealing a man in a sharp suit. Miss Elise? He asked professionally. Yes? Her heart pounded. I'm Emile, personal assistant to Julien Dubois, CEO of Éclat Enterprises. He'd like to meet you. Please come with me. Elise's breath caught. Éclat Enterprises? Was this a scam? I think you have the wrong person. Emile shook his head. Mr. Dubois sent me personally. You'll be safe. Something whispered to go. She nodded. Okay. The car passed through golden gates to a massive estate. Elise stepped out, awed by marble pillars and glowing chandeliers. At the top of a marble staircase stood Julien Dubois, more breathtaking than in magazines. Every woman dreamed of him, the youngest billionaire. Miss Elise, Julien said smoothly. I'm Julien Dubois. Elise forced herself to breathe. I'm Elise, she said nervously. Julien's smile widened, amused. Then Henri appeared. Elise, my dear, he said warmly, thank you for coming. Elise smiled in relief. You live here? Henri chuckled. I'm not as poor as I seemed. Elise felt weak. She'd helped the grandfather of Julien Dubois. In the grand living room, Elise felt out of place. Julien sat across, unreadable. I ran a background check, he said calmly. Elise's heart skipped. What? You live alone, no family, no support. His voice wasn't mocking, just factual. Elise gripped her dress, hurt but nodding. Julien gestured to Emile. Bring them in. Servants carried gold-ribboned boxes, designer clothes, a luxury handbag, and a small black box with Rolls-Royce keys. It's yours, Julien said. Elise's jaw dropped. No, I can't accept this. Why not? Julien asked. I didn't help Henri for anything in return. It was right. Julien stared, then smiled genuinely. You're different. Henri clapped. If you won't take the gifts, stay with us for a while. Keep me company. Elise hesitated but couldn't refuse Henri's kind eyes. Days later, a red convertible roared through the gates. Vivienne Dubois stepped out, lips pursed. She stormed in, spotting Elise. Leo, she called, voice saccharine. Julien adjusted his suit, cool. Vivienne's gaze landed on Elise, twisting into disgust. Who's this? Henri smiled. Elise, my dear guest. Vivienne laughed coldly. Guest? In this mansion? She turned to Julienne. A maid? A social climber? Elise's hands clenched. Julienne spoke firmly. She's none of those things. She's our guest. Show her respect. Vivian froze. Elise stared, surprised. Vivian composed herself, flipping her hair. Respect? Leo, she's poor. She doesn't belong here. Julian's jaw tightened. Yet she is here. Vivian's smile hid venom. She'd built a life on Julian's wealth. Designer bags, first-class trips. Elise was a threat. She'd get rid of her. In the breakfast lounge, Elise cleared her throat. Henri, Julien, I need to find a job. I can't stay for free. Julien raised an eyebrow. A job? Yes. I want to earn my own money. Julien leaned back. I need a secretary. The position's been open for weeks. I need someone hardworking, trustworthy. You fit that. Elise gasped. Work at Eclat Enterprises head office? Julien nodded. Elise hesitated. This job could change her life. Okay, she said softly. Henri grinned, a secret plan forming. This job would bring Elise and Julien closer. Elise stepped into Eclat Enterprises headquarters, dressed simply but elegantly. The marble lobby buzzed with suited employees. At the reception, a woman in a tight dress sneered, "You're the one who got the secretary position?" Another whispered, "I heard she slept with HR." Laughter filled the room. Elise's cheeks burned, but she held her head high. She'd prove them wrong. Vivian, a senior manager, was furious. Elise, working under Julien, she'd spent years tying herself to him, building an image as his future wife. She spread rumors. She's a gold digger. She seduced Julien. Whispers turned to insults. In the break room, someone smirked. How's it feel to climb by sleeping with the boss? Elise's chest tightened, but she stayed silent. By lunchtime, Julien heard the rumors. At a company meeting, he entered the boardroom, silencing everyone. His gaze landed on Vivienne. Elise saved my grandfather without asking for anything. She's more human than you'll ever be. Vivian's smile vanished. Elise's heart skipped. Julien turned to the room. One more word against Elise and you're fired. Vivian stormed into Julien's office, slamming the door. How dare you embarrass me? She shrieked. Julien barely looked up. You should watch your tone. People see me as your future wife. This ruins my image. We've never dated, Julien said coldly. I never gave you reason to think otherwise. Stop being possessive. Vivian staggered, her illusion shattered. Julien had never been hers. She stormed out humiliated. Julien and Elise worked closely. He found himself watching her smile, making excuses to talk. One evening, working late, he said, Elise, go out with me. Her fingers froze. What? I don't joke about this, he smirked. What about Vivian? She's a family friend, nothing more. Elise searched his eyes, then nodded. Okay. Henry was overjoyed. Finally, my grandson sees what's right before him. Gossip sites exploded. Billionaire. CEO caught between two women. Playboy. CEO dumps longtime companion for nobody. Vivian fed the frenzy, claiming betrayal. Henri called a press conference. My grandson is not dating two women. Vivienne is a family friend, nothing more. He gestured to Elise. I want my grandson to marry Elise. She's the kind of woman he needs. Vivienne, watching, screamed. Elise gasped. Julien hadn't proposed, but the idea stirred in his heart. Vivienne called Celeste Dubois, Julien's mother. A gold digger named Elise tricked Henri into thinking she's innocent. He wants her to marry Julien. Celeste arrived, confronting Julien. This nobody has tricked you. She's not using me, Julien said. She refused my gifts, works hard, asks for nothing. You need someone who fits our world, Celeste insisted. I'd rather lose everything than lose Elise. Celeste stormed out. You'll regret this. Vivienne sneaked into the jewelry room, stole a diamond necklace, and planted it in Elise's room. The next morning, guards stormed in, Vivian fake crying. "We found it in her room," Elise gasped. "I didn't take anything." Celeste smirked. "I knew it. A thief." Henri stepped forward. "Elise is not a thief. We'll investigate thoroughly." The family whispered, eyes judging. Overwhelmed, Elise packed and left. Julien didn't stop her, knowing words weren't enough. He needed proof. Julien reviewed security footage, finding Vivian stealing and planting the necklace. In the estate's main hall, he played the footage. Gasps filled the air. "You framed Elise," he said coldly. Vivian panicked. "It's fake." Guards escorted her out. Celeste shook her head. "I misjudged Elise. She never wanted money." Henri smiled. "It's about time you realized that." Celeste visited Elise's apartment, offering $5 million to leave Julien. Elise tore the check. "I love your son. I'm not a gold digger." Celeste smiled respectfully. "You're stronger than I thought." Julien invited Elise to a private lounge with golden lights and a city view. He knelt, pulling out a diamond ring. "I don't care about the world, the media, or my mother. You're the strongest, kindest person I know. Will you marry me?" Tears fell. "Yes," Elise whispered. He slid the ring on, kissing her under the city lights. Vivian, desperate, hacked Eclat Enterprises' financial records, leaking sensitive data. Headlines screamed, "Eclat Enterprises in crisis." Julien tracked her down. Police arrested her at her apartment, her victory short-lived. Celeste admitted to Elise, "My son is lucky to have you. I hope you'll let me be part of your life." Elise hugged her, tears falling. Nothing stood in their way. The wedding was legendary at a grand cathedral with royalty and celebrities. Elise's couture gown flowed with pearls and diamonds, a tiara crowning her. Julien's eyes locked on her, heart pounding. Henri presented a sapphire-encrusted heirloom brooch. "This belongs to the woman who'll carry our legacy." Guests erupted in applause. At the reception, Julien placed the $30 million oceanfront diamond necklace around Elise's neck. "My love for you is as deep as the ocean." Elise threw her arms around him. "I love you too." Their kiss was a promise, the crowd cheering, fireworks bursting. Margot and her staff, once cruel, watched in shock. Elise, the nobody, was now the queen of high society. Henri chuckled. "Good things happen to good people." A kind heart triumphed over cruelty, winning a billionaire's love. Elise and Julien's story proves kindness is the greatest wealth.